guys, welcome to the vlog. So it's 6:17 in the morning and I got up at around 5:40. Go ahead. And yeah, my appointment is at 7, so we're actually getting ready to get out of here. The hospital is only like 15 minutes away. I just had to do my check-ins and all that before I get there. I don't have any food really that's already prepared. You guys know I cook my meals, I eat cereal, so I just bought me some applesauce and a little fruit cup. But yeah, I'm ready to go. It looks like we're ready to go, so I'll give y'all an update later. 2 hours later, I got lost. We got lost driving, lost getting up here, a confusion, all that good stuff.
Floor.
This is really frustrating. So I went all the way up to the floor I was supposed to be on. I've been on the wrong floor. I talked to the nurse, and I have to go all the way down. He has to press the button for me to go up with his key card. Then I have to go all the way back up, and I'm just frustrated. They don't want us touching the buttons, so yeah, they have to press it for us. So I just had to go all the way down to ask him to take me to the 4th floor. I'm getting really frustrated. I almost want to give up. Like, I almost feel like crying. I don't know why I'm so emotional. I've been trying to get this appointment for like an hour. Okay, so I think I'm at the right place. Who knows? I didn't know that they don't open until 7:30, even though my appointment was at 7 o'clock a.m. and whatever. So I have a few more minutes. It took me, guys, like I said, I woke up at 5:30 this morning. I was out of there by like 6:15, and it's 7:30 and I'm just now sitting down. Like, we spent about a good 40 minutes riding around trying to find the right place. Like, my GPS kept taking me around and around. That's why I fucking hate driving downtown. And I kept passing up the building. They kept sending me to the building across the street. So we kept asking different workers, do you know what this hospital is? Do you know where this hospital is? And then I didn't know that this one hospital has 3 different sectors. So you have to say what sector you're going to. Like, it's like, it could be the Manchester or the whatever. So I told them it was in Manchester, and they were like, oh, okay, it's over there. We got there, and then that was like the best directions we got. And then we got in there. They had new security guards. Well, they sent me to the wrong place. She sent me to a place where, you know, they ask you those COVID-19 questions. So I went there, and then she was like, oh no, this is only for workers, you're a patient. So they sent me to another place. I got there, they checked me in, and then she was like, and I went back here, and then she said, oh, you need a wristband. So now I was like, what? So I went back, and then they said, you don't need a wristband. I was like, she said I need one, I can't go in without it. So they had to walk me. A lady came across, she told the new security guard, hey, if you're just patients, you don't need a wristband, only employees. So she let me go. I had to do another pre-check-in. Then just now I got on the elevator all the way up to the top just to find out I have to go all the way back down to go up and go to a different level. So I've actually never been to this part before. This is the radiology center. Yeah, and I'm just surprised nobody's here yet. I mean, there should at least be a receptionist here like 10 minutes before. You know what I mean? At least I thought that's how it works. Maybe not. I don't know, guys. I don't know how these things work, but I thought that, or at least 5 minutes before. It's like 7:30 right now, and there's nobody here. And my appointment was, they told me to be here by 7:15. So, I mean, I'm glad I left early anyway. It's just kind of annoying because I've been struggling all morning, and there was nobody to help me to really do anything. So, and I also don't have any reception up here, and I don't know why. Thanks, Verizon. We just did the ultrasound, and now she's gonna go check on the images to make sure everything's okay. Right, so it's MRI time. Little baby is poking. I'm a little nervous, but they said it's gonna be easy, so. Hey guys, so I'm back home now. And I thought I would do a little like recap, a little bit of an explanation of today. What a crazy day. Okay, so this morning. So I guess I'll start from the beginning to the end, and I'll tell you guys basically like what was all going on in the clips, which I know you can see, but I'll explain better. We got up at 5:40 this morning. We got into the area. My appointment was at like 7:30. It was 7:30, but we got there at around like to a downtown area at like 6:50, 6:55, right? Okay. For some reason, no matter how many times I go to this damn hospital, see that? Every time I start filming, the cars start driving by. Okay. Every single time it's time for me to go to this hospital, for the life of me, I can't figure it out. But every time he takes me, he knows. So, I got the whole ride situation figured out, obviously, like my mom came. If I would have taken an Uber, it would have been a mess. I probably would have just gave up and just took an Uber back home. It is very confusing. The hospital has about 8 different entrances, and it's like a children's portion, it's a maternity portion, surgeries, hospitals, all that. Anyway, there's about 8 like car entrances, and then there's about 40 walk-in entrances. It's a typical hospital. You guys know how hospitals are, okay? So we're driving, and we kept going in circle, and me and my mom, we kept looking. The GPS kept taking us there, but it was not an interest that I was familiar with, or it wasn't even an interest that I usually use, but I was kind of like familiar with the area. You guys know how it is, like you keep getting to an area, but you can't figure out exactly where something is, and it's so frustrating because you're so close. So I started getting frustrated. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be late to my appointment, you know, whatever. Finally, we kept asking people, like multiple people after people. We told them it's this hospital, and they said, well, what opening is it? And I said, it's this one. And finally, this guy said, oh, he was like, oh, it's right across the street. Like, one of the guys, he was a nurse, and he said he works there. He was walking to the building, told me where to go, and he told me wrong. Okay, so we literally I drove for about 35 minutes. Finally, we got to a part. I walk in, and they have new people. So these people are just doing their jobs. I'm not upset. I'm just literally telling you guys what's happening. I don't know why my face is puffy right now. I don't know what's going on. So this girl, she's new. I walk into the building. She's a security guard. She's like, hey, you can't come in here without a wristband. Nobody has ever told me that before, so I was like, okay, well, where do you get it? She said, you go across there. I go across there, I stand in line. The first place says, oh, actually, this is a work convention. You don't need a wristband. She's like, you have to go over there. I walk over there. I check in with them, and I say, hey, guys, I need a wristband. And they're like, no, you don't. I was like, yes, this girl just told me. And I was starting to kind of already, like, lose my patience. I was like, yeah, the security guard, she told me that I need a wristband to come in here now. And they said, no, that's only for employees. So she said, hold on, let me walk you. One of the ladies, thank goodness, walked me across the street, and she tells this girl that I don't need a wristband. So the girl's like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, you know, go on about your day. I thought you both, you know, and I'm like, okay, it's fine, thanks. I finally get through there, and I take the elevator. Like, you cannot press the elevator keys. Somebody has to send you upstairs. I get in the elevator, you have to stand 4 feet apart, 6 feet apart or whatever. I tell the guy where I'm going, and he sends me up there. I get up there, it's open, but it's completely empty. There is no receptionist, there's nobody up there. And I see a nurse, and she says, hey, you know, we don't open till blah, blah. And I show her the text message of where I'm supposed to be going. And she was like, oh, okay. She said, you may want to go back down to the directory. Okay. I take the elevator back to the first floor. Now, just so you guys can understand, I had 5 appointments that day, and they only sent me text messages. They were like, hey, you have an appointment at 7:45, 10 o'clock, 1:30, 5:40. Like, it was just like that. It wasn't telling me where to go. So in my mind, I went to my typical OBGYN, but I wasn't supposed to go there. So I tell the lady, I show her my agenda, and she's like, okay, it looks like you need to go to the 4th floor. I go to the 4th floor. And my first appointment apparently was with the x-ray room. The x-ray room, I sat in there for about 10 minutes, and I was like, something's not right. I go up to the desk because nobody was in there, and it says that they don't open until 8:30. Okay, now I'm reading it. It says the section is now closed. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, before and after operating hours, please go to the Tower 5 pediatric department and check in for women's radiology. Seriously? So I was like, what? So at this point, I started getting frustrated because it was about 7:45, and you guys have to understand, I had been on elevator after elevator, freaking out, thinking I was late. Also just kind of like annoyed because I had been driving for 45 minutes, like around and around and around the corner. And you guys know how downtown is. Like once you turn, you can't just like there's always like these signs where you can't make a U-turn. It's only one way this street, and then you have to go back around to go back the other way. Like downtown, I hate downtown, and plus there's like no parking really. You have to move that little light over there. I don't like parking downtown at all. It's confusing. And this hospital only had valet. Now I've used a valet at this hospital before, but because you have to be done by 6 o'clock, because my last appointment was at like 5:15, I didn't know if I was going to be out of there by 6. So that was another reason I didn't mention that in the vlog, that I didn't do it, because the lady had been giving me text message after text message, like literally up until Sunday I was getting text messages about my appointments. So I walk around the corner, I start getting really frustrated at that point. Like I was just feeling super overwhelmed. Everything's been good, everything's been chill. I'm so thankful my mom came down here. My mom is amazing, but like everything just started coming down on me, and I don't even know why. I just started getting really frustrated and angry. Like, why didn't you guys give me better instructions? Why didn't you guys tell me to go this place, go that place, like go here, go there? Like why? I just didn't understand. Like that's what I was thinking in my head the whole time. And then I'm walking, nobody knows anything. Like I'm showing them a text message. I'm like, okay, why would you send us a text message or something if you can't even, like if the people that work there don't even understand the text messages? How am I supposed to know? You know, I have like 5 appointments. None of my appointments were with my typical OBGYN. Like none of them. So finally this girl takes me to this room. It was like for x-rays or radiation, and that girl took a look at my schedule, and she was like, oh, you know what, let me take you to this room. She takes me to another room, and then they tell her, well actually you need to go to another place. While I was in there, they called me. The receptionist was like, hey, are you still coming to your appointment? And I was like, yeah, we're over here at room blah blah blah, nobody told me this and that. She was like, oh, she said, listen, I'll come meet you. Now I had already started crying before that. Like literally I was like, you know, I went in the bathroom and I was just crying because I was so like frustrated, and like, and I hate crying in front of people, but like it was annoying. Like even like the whole elevator situation, I went to like floor 20, then I tried to press floor 4, but I couldn't press it because only he can press it. So I had to go all the way back down, have him press floor 4 and go all the way back up, and with no chance that it was even the right floor. So it was just all like getting really frustrating for me. Finally we go and we do the MRI. The MRI was very nerve-wracking because I've never had one before. Basically she put this heavy like it's like a plate that they put on your stomach because they're trying to obviously get the x-ray of the baby, and it was kind of heavy. I was a little bit nervous. I said, is this safe? Because you know, I try not to put no type of real pressure on my belly, and she said it's completely fine. This is how we get the results. I go into the machine, and because my belly is kind of high, it looks like the machine, like I'm not gonna fit. But the machine was wide enough for my body. I was just so scared, and it was nerve-wracking. So she put on this music, and even though the music was playing, the machine was extremely loud. It was like beep, 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 like loud, and then it will stop and go beep, beep, and it was just like that. I was like, oh my gosh, this is not relaxing at all. Like I thought it was gonna be like a relaxing experience, you know. It had like some country music on, get on the town, oh, oh, beep, but get on the town. I was like, oh, this is awful. And it didn't take long. So that took about 20 25 minutes maybe, and they told me it was going to take about 40 minutes to an hour if the baby is moving a lot, and this little baby is a mover. So I was like, oh god, I'm going to be in here forever. And I wasn't. That was great. After that appointment, I got walked to each and every appointment. They would say, oh, you have to go to this room, I'll take you over there. It was like that, and I'm like, I wish that it could have been like that. Just saying, if you have multiple appointments with your non-regular OBG, that's my only point. Like, if it was like, if I had multiple appointments with her, it wouldn't even matter. But I was on a whole new floor, whole new people, whole new office. I forgot to mention, before I did that, that was around like 11-12ish, I had to do a ultrasound. So this lady, she is an ultrasound specialist. There's like the regular one, and then there's like the high risk one where like they can see all kinds of things. And she's obviously, you know, a more seasoned person. And then, so we took a look at everything. The ultrasound took literally like an hour and 10 minutes. Every ultrasound I get takes a long time because she's a squiggly baby. She doesn't like me being on my back, and she for damn sure doesn't like them pressing on me and trying to figure out what she's doing. Like, she always like goes into a little corner, and I was like, oh god, here she goes. And she's really low. Like, the baby is so low, she's below my, like, her little head is like below my stomach, and then her feet are right here, and then her butt is like under my chest. And she always finds a way to like creep over to the left side and just stay there. So the ultrasound people always have me lay on the side. So I did that. I laid on my side, laid on my stomach. She did that thing where she tilted me backwards. Every ultrasound I have to get tilted way backwards to get a good reading. Even though we're at 7 months now, I'm still like, she's still just a squiggly little baby. She leaves the room, tells me that she'll be back because she needs to make sure that the radiologist is okay with these pictures. She comes back and she says we're all good, and that's when I leave to do my MRI. Now, during the MRI, I forgot to mention this, I had to take my wig off. I had like my middle part wig in with 2 clip-ins. Every time I would enter the machine, I felt something was pulling on my hair. The very first time I went in there, I told her, I said, hey, my hair is snagged on something. It keeps pulling, or it's raising, something's burning. And she was like, are you sure? She checked and she said, no, it looks like everything's clear. I was like, are you sure? Because I can feel like something pulling, like lifting my wig. So I was like, okay. We did it again. And this time I went in a little bit further, and I felt pulling, crazy pull. I was like, oh no. I said, ma'am. I said, no. I said, something's not right. Please pull me back, pull me back. She did that, and then I said, oh, you know what? It's the metal wig clips. Because I made my U-part wig, I used metal wig clips, and they pull on you. Oh, so embarrassing when you go. So yeah, she took my wig off and everything, and then we proceeded with the MRI. Okay, after the MRI, I had to go to my 3rd appointment. That one was at like 1:30. The MRI was done at about 12, so I had an hour and a half to just hang out. Me and my mom, we went to Kim San downtown Houston. It's so good. It's the best Chinese food you're gonna get. Well, some of the best. And we got some food. We got really good food, and then we heard back from them, and they told us some really good news. She said, hey, you know what, everything is good. She said, you actually don't need to meet with the surgeon, because the surgeon just looked at all of your pictures. He just took a look at the MRI, and she said, everything looks fine. Like, she said, you know, we thought that there was a lesion on your baby's lung, but it could have been just because she's just a wiggly baby and they got a bad reading. It could have been anything, you know. But basically they thought that, you know, her lung wasn't developed and there was something going on there. That was just a sigh of relief. You guys have no idea. Like, it felt like the weight was just lifted off of us, and it was raining so hard. I just left the MRI. I'm on to my 4th appointment today, and it is raining really bad. I'm so glad that my mom is here with me. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's crazy outside. especially downtown, it was just flooding so bad. I really hope I'm not out of focus, because I was out of focus the last video and that was really annoying. But I had to go back because I had more testing to do. So I needed to do my glucose test, and then I need to do like a confirmation test, and I needed to speak to an OBGYN, just even more stuff. So I didn't end up getting home till late today, which was okay. It's just that the good thing is that everything, you know, turned out to be better than I expected. You know, I'm still like not off the hook. I'm still nervous all the time, but I try to think about it. I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna try to think good thoughts, you know, for the baby and everything, and just not try to feed into anything negative. I am going to continue to get second and third opinions, because my other doctor did not catch anything. This one did, but then after we went through everything, she saw nothing. So I mean, you know, things can change, but I still don't feel bad about getting like a second or third opinion, because you just never know what can happen. So yeah, that was basically all that happened today. The glucose test also wasn't all that bad. I thought it was gonna be awful. Like, people kept saying that it was really thick, like a thick orange syrup. It was not, y'all. It was like a flat Fanta, and people were saying that, oh, it was really hard for me to finish it in, you know, 5 minutes. But I don't know, y'all. Maybe it's because, maybe back in the day, maybe I'm just like looking at older people, but like it wasn't bad at all. And then on top of that, it was okay if I ate. One of my doctors, she was saying that, like, you know, you couldn't eat before because it can throw off the entire test. But this one, she was saying it's fine. Like, you know, I had already eaten that morning, but she told me it was completely okay. So that was basically it. Well, anyway, guys, I want to thank you all for wishing me well wishes and everything through this. And I just want to let you know that everything's okay. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow, I guess, in tomorrow's vlog. All right, bye, y'all.